Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of Unboxed. Glad that you chose to join us today. The last time we met, I discussed authentic listening and its importance to being an effective leader. We discussed that authentic listening is listening to others for the sake of gaining a better understanding of yourself. All this was to build on the eighth sign of emotional maturity, which is sharing your thoughts and beliefs and hearing others without becoming defensive or argumentative. Stick around as we unbox your leadership by unboxing relationships. I'm Dr. Robert Davis, family life educator and relationship coach, and welcome to Unboxed, a frank and straightforward conversation about relationships. We're going to talk about family, church, workplace, and all other types of relationships. Join me for the next few moments as we unbox the power and potential of relationships and help you to live your best life. All right. Welcome again, everyone. Before we get started, do me a huge favor. Make sure that you like, subscribe, and share. That's right. Like, subscribe, and share. And if you're listening to us through our podcast, do me a favor, and that is check out our website. It's www.swg-unboxed.org. That's swg-unboxed.org. All right. The last time we learned that authentic listening is utilized during times of anxiety, conflict, and stress. We discovered that authentic listening is for our benefit to raise our level of awareness and emotional maturity. The purpose is to help the leader listen in order to gain insight into themselves. You're listening to gain insight into yourself. Authentic listening shows us three things about ourselves: how connected we are to others, how fused we are to others, and how much anxiety we are bringing into the relationship dynamic. And I'm going to really kind of focus in today on that second one, which is how fused we are to others. Let me read again that eighth sign of emotional maturity: sharing your thoughts and beliefs and hearing others without becoming defensive or argumentative. The balance that a leader plays, please excuse me, the balance that a leader plays is to stay emotionally connected with the members of his team or her team without becoming emotionally fused. Now, what do you mean by emotionally fused? Emotionally fused or emotional fusion is manifested clearly when we are too anxious to be able to share what we believe or to listen to others without becoming defensive or needing to convince them. We want to get to a place where we don't need the other to be together with us. That is resisting to togetherness forces. I need you to understand what I'm saying. And really, I want you to agree with me so that we can be together, that togetherness force, that we can be at one, if you will. Emotional fusion is also when another person in the relationship has the ability to control your thoughts, feelings, and actions. And of course, these are intertwined. Emotional fusion is when another person can control your thoughts, your feelings, and actions. As a leader, we do not want to give over control to another person. So here's the rub. You ready for it? We need to have some way to gauge how fused we are to other people in the relationship. As anxiety increases, if you feel the need to convince, to persuade, or to win the other person, then you are emotionally fused. So if you are listening to get back an argument, or if you just have this overwhelming urge, this need that I need to argue, I need to convince, I need to persuade them, that is a clear sign of emotional fusion. And here's one significant way that you can measure your level of emotional fusion. Here's your assignment. On a scale of 1 to 5, how well can you stay in relationship with the person during times of conflict without becoming defensive or argumentative? Let me read that again. On a scale of 1 to 5, how well can you stay in relationship with the person during times of conflict without becoming defensive or argumentative? And of course, the $10 million question is this: if I'm emotionally fused, how do I begin to become more differentiated, more of a self, more emotionally mature? And the answer is simple: by practicing authentic listening. When you take a deep breath and you say to yourself, I'm going to listen to this person for the sake of understanding how emotionally fused I am and how I'm functioning in this relationship. You know what I'm going to do? I'll take a deep breath. And I'm going to share my thoughts and my beliefs with them without trying to convince them, without trying to persuade them, and without being defensive of what I think or what I believe. I want you to think of it as stepping out of your body and observing yourself and how you're thinking, how you're feeling, how you're functioning. I want to be the best me. So let me calm. All that Tai Chi stuff, whatever you want, whatever it takes for you to do it. All right, let me listen. And of course, you probably don't want to do all that in front of the person. You know, we don't need the dramatics because that's not going to help them. Because if you're anxious, there's a high positive probability that they're anxious. But you can't control them, but you can't control you. So just work on you. All right, I'm controlling myself. Whatever it takes, however calm, whatever it takes to get me to that place of calm, I'm now going to listen. I don't need them to come over to my side. Okay. All right. And now I'm going to share what I think and what I feel, what I believe. Not for the sake of trying to convince or persuade them, but just because I'm emotionally mature and I can share. Again, I am a Christian and I believe that Jesus demonstrated this in his life so well. And that is, he demonstrated how to be an emotionally mature leader. And one of the things that Jesus did was he just shared the facts. I am the bread of life. I am the living water. I am the way, the truth, the life, etc. He just shared it. Just matter of factly. Those who wanted to accept it, accepted it. Those who didn't, he didn't try to beat people over the head. And he could listen to people. He could listen without being defensive or argumentative. And he could be in relationship with people who didn't like him. He would go to the scribes and Pharisees' houses. He knew they didn't like him, but he could still maintain strong, authentic relationships with them. He was able to be himself no matter what environment or space that he was in. And again, no one had control over his thoughts or over his emotions. I want to kind of flip what he said to Pilate. Pilate said, "Don't you know that I have the authority either to kill you or to release you?" And he said this. He says, "No one has the authority over me." I just want you to think about those words. And I want you to think about it if Herod had said to him, "Don't you know that I have the ability to make you cry, to make you angry, to hurt you, to frustrate you, all this other stuff?" And then he responds, "No one has authority over me. No one can make me holler and scream and get upset. No one can make me be sad. I am in control of my emotions." And so then the Bible says another thing. Pilate kept drilling and drilling him, and it got to a point where he just didn't even say anything because I don't need to convince him. Herod did the same thing. Herod said, "All right, show me some signs. I want to see you do some magic, some magical miracles." He didn't do anything because he was very authentic. He possessed a calm, non-anxious presence. And that's where we're trying to go. That's what this 8th sign is about. It is becoming clear with yourself about the steps that you need to take to become more calm and more of a non-anxious presence. How do I get to this place? By sharing your thoughts and beliefs and hearing others without becoming defensive or argumentative. This is how you unbox your leadership, by unboxing relationships. See you next time.
Seasoned with Grace, Unboxed also provides healthy relationship training and leadership development for businesses, churches, and community organizations. For a free consultation to discuss your team's needs, please contact us at our website at swg-unboxed.org. That's swg-unboxed.org.